What's up YouTube, Awesome Yuga here, and today I'm here with a deck profile on Harpies as I promised and as some of you have been requesting. Now this is for the March 2015 meta, or maybe even for April, depends on how the list turns out. But this is the most up-to-date version I have. I also have 3 Primal Origin packs. Now these are some pretty old packs, but number 62 is in here, and recently this card has gotten an extremely big price inflation, so I'm just checking if I can get these, well no, if I can get one of those out of here. I got these at the local store, told my locals, not with Harpies by the way. I haven't played Harpies at a local store with Nekroz, or I won actually. Monarch Erupt, it's a holographic card at least. But I forgot to open these in some of the other videos, so and I feel like 3 packs are not enough to do an entire video on, so I just opened them right now. Come on, 62, 62, 62, 62, nothing. So we got one terrible, terrible foil card. Whatever, alright. So that's it aside, that's not what this video was about, that's for Harpies. I'll explain some of the different card choices I made. This is a bit more of a anti-meta Harpie deck profile, of course. We do not have Harpie Dancer in the TCG, but we'll get it someday, which is a good addition to this deck. Or a Harpie Dancer, a Harpie Harpist. Harpie Dancer, of course, we do have. Yeah, it's a bit more anti-meta to combat Nekroz and Clifford and Yasenju. But you'll see that in a second. Of course, you do run the triple Chandler, triple Queen to search out your Harpie's Hunting Ground, triple Dancer, and I run the 1 Harpie Lady still and the 2 Harpie Lady Queen. I still like the 2000 beat stick a bit more over the 1800, because really you only need 1 of these to make all of your stuff pretty big, even big enough to get over Clauseless with a Djinn, for example. So Harpie Queen, for example, when you have Harpie Queen, Hunting Ground, and Harpie Lady 1, you're at 24. So that's pretty decent, in my opinion. So that's it for the monsters. It's only monsters. I'm not main decking any anti-meta monster cards, but that's mostly in the trap lineup. For the spells, we have triple Harpie's Hunting Ground, still 3. You'll see why in a minute, because I was actually thinking about cutting this to 2, because this is not as good in the meta right now. Not a lot of cards, not a lot of decks are playing traps, but I found a solution for that. Triple Asterisk Sign, of course, this is the best card in the deck. Elegant Egotist, because you only need 1, because you can fetch it from the grave with Sign as well. Raigeki, another Djinn out. Triple Upstart, for more consistency to get to your floodgates. That's it for the spells. Actually really considering adding a Book of Moon, but I haven't really figured out what to cut for that. But Book of Moon is definitely something as a 4th Djinn out, that would be. Besides the normal summon stuff that beats over the Djinn. But I'm making some traps as well that can out the Djinn lock. Then for the traps, Triple Mistake, this is definitely a floodgate aspect of the deck. So I actually was using Mistake in some other format with Harpies, but right now this is definitely a must. Then the synergy with Harpie's Hunting Ground, I'm main decking triple anti-spell Fragrance. Now what you do going first, you can activate your Harpie's Hunting Ground. If you want to normal summon stuff already, you can do that. And set your back row after your normal summon, of course, unless you have Hysteric Sign. Then you do want to set Hysteric Sign before you summon, because then you can blow up Hysteric Sign and end phase, get all the pluses of it. And then in your opponent's standby phase, you flip the anti-spell Fragrance. Now they're under a lot of pressure, because now you do have the Harpie's Hunting Ground face up, and they have to set their spells and traps. Or they have to set traps, obviously, but now they have to set their spells. So they either have to skip pretty much their entire turn. This is against Nekroz, of course. They either have to skip their entire turn, or they lose their back row to your Harpies popping them, because they have to set all their spells. Of course, now they can, or they potentially can search new spells, but then once again they have to set them first. So this gives a lot of pressure to your opponent. Now, if they decide just not to set and give you your turn, of course, when you normal summon in that turn, you do have to blow up something. So you can either blow up the Harpie Hunting Ground, the anti-spell fragrance. Once again, you can blow up like a sign or something. If you blow up the Harpie's Hunting Ground, you can actually activate like a new one in that turn, because you have easy access to Harpie Hunting Ground, but of course you would have to set it first with anti-spell fragrance. So you do have to play around it yourself. But it's costing your opponent, especially in that Nekroz matchup, just that much turns if they don't want to extend into the Harpie's Hunting Ground, risking all their spells being destroyed whenever you normal summon a Harpie card yourself. So I've really been liking that. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this card, but the Secret Village of Spellcaster. Harpie's Hunting Ground plus anti-spell fragrance kind of does the same thing. So it's really difficult for the Nekroz player to play Yu-Gi-Oh after that. Or they have to minus themselves like a lot. 2 Emptiness. Didn't really like 3 in this deck because you do have some traps of your own that you want to special summon with Harpies. It is easy to shut it off, but I felt more comfortable with Spell Fragrance and Mistake over 3rd Emptiness and cutting one of those. So that's it for the Floodgates. Then we have double Fiendish Wing Blast. Once again, another out to the Gin Lock. Never really ran this, but of course this does have synergy with Hysteric Sign. But yeah, now it's just that much better because of the Gin Lock, which this is now to. 2 Fiendish Chains, was running 3 at some point, but that was most of Blackwing Zephyrus, which I cut because it's not that good anymore. The advantage generate just doesn't match up with the advantage deck like Nekroz can generate. So 2 Chains, double Mirror Force, just a blowout card against mostly a Senju. And then, of course, triple Hysteric Party. This is pretty much a win condition in this deck. So that's it for the main deck. Then the extra double Chidori is still an extremely good card. Then I'm using Sunlight Delteros and Sunlight Constello Diamond. You can just make this 3 Harpies can make in this. You just need 3 level 4s. In that regard, he is generic, and this really enhances your Burning Abyss and should all match up. And of course, I'm also siding Snatch Steal, which you'll see in this in a bit. So this works with that as well. But that's mostly for this guy. More generic rank 4s, which you actually do use, or at least you make them for yourself instead of more of an anti-meta factor. The Dark Rebellion, Exiton really good against Clifford, but your Clifford matchup isn't that bad as it is. So yeah, Lavendari because you can pop Winged Beasts, easy spot removal. Cowboy, Sandorn Arc, Cairngorgon to protect your Mistake and Anti-Spell Fragrance. Dweller, Rhapsody, Ragnar Zero, and then Icebeam Zerovine, still a pretty good card, and Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, which is actually really good in the Yosenju match. Really puts a lot of pressure on Yosenju. So that's it for the extra deck. Side deck, the Thunder King, which is the only other monster I'm running in main and side. But first turn opening this against Nekroz is just too good. Not to at least attempt to get to that. Dimensional Fissure doesn't really bother you. It's a good card against Nekroz. Snatch Steal, like I said. Double Shared Ride. Snatch Steal is really mostly for Yosenju, which is good against Clifford as well. Double Shared Ride. Triple MST and double Twister. It's mostly for your Clifford matchup. It is good in the mirror match as well, but I don't expect to ever really play one. That's it for the spells. Then 2 other tacky cards. 2 Curse Seal of the Forbidden Spell. Now this is really good, for example, against Shadol, but of course mostly for the Nekroz matchup. It's decent against Cliffords as well. But once again, the discarding a spell could potentially be Hysteric Sign, and that's just then you'd pretty much win. Let's say against Nekroz they go for the Kaleidoscope, and you activate this and discard a Hysteric Sign. It's such a blowout. and then triple Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, because Burning Abyss is definitely the hardest matchup for Harpies in today's meta. So that's it for the deck. I know everyone always loves Harpies on my channel. I'm not quite sure why, but I think it's because it's one of the first deck profiles I did, and of course just as a deck it's really nostalgic. It's a really cool deck. It looks awesome. So yeah, and, for the first time we did actually on the Harpie mat. I believe it's the first time we did it on the Harpie mat. So yeah, I always like doing Harpies because like I said, I have to play test, or you don't have to, but that's what I do, because I don't want to just put some cards down based on theory alone. I want to have some actual practice with it as well, see how it works out in real life or on DN or whatever, before I actually do one of these profiles. And Harpie is definitely a deck I always enjoy playing. I don't like... Monarchs has been requested as well. I haven't had a lot of fun with Monarchs lately, so I might wait until the support that they got in the OCG actually comes to the TCG before I attempt to build Monarchs again, because like I said, recently I haven't had that much fun trying to play Monarchs. And Harpie is definitely a deck I do have fun with. So in that regard, it's an easier deck for me to profile, because I do have to invest some time in it, and I don't mind doing that with Harpies. Or some other decks out there as well, like Insectors, Chaos Dragons, Lightsworns, definitely. But yeah, for now, thank you guys for watching. Please thumbs up this video if you enjoyed the video. If you have some suggestions on this deck list, or if you feel like you have some cool decks of your own, please share them. I'll have a look at that and I'll comment on your comment, because that's pretty much what I do. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!